It's not about having the money first, it's about becoming the person who has the money. Bob Proctor always emphasized that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. You have to cultivate that feeling of abundance, that knowing deep inside, before you ever see the physical manifestation. This isn't just positive thinking. It's about shifting your self-image at a fundamental level. If you see yourself as someone who struggles financially, that's exactly what you'll attract. To attract wealth, you must operate from that frequency, that vibration, that internal certainty of already being prosperous. It's literally programming your subconscious mind. If this resonates, hit that like button and subscribe for more. The conventional wisdom, the noise echoing from every corner of the financial world, tells you that to become wealthy, you must first get money. You must earn more, save diligently, invest wisely, budget ruthlessly. And while these are certainly actions that accompany wealth, they are not the root cause of it. This is where the profound, paradigm-shifting insights from Bob Proctor resonate so deeply with me. Sitting here, reflecting from a perspective I've come to call my Cipher Creek, a place of quiet understanding, removed from the financial frenzy. Bob's fundamental teaching, the one that unlocked everything for me, wasn't about external tactics. It was about recognizing that your external financial state is merely an effect, a printout of your internal state. He didn't just say it. He demonstrated it through decades of teaching the universal laws. You see, we are energetic beings operating in an energetic universe. Every thought, every feeling, every belief carries a vibration. And the law of vibration, which is as constant and true as the law of gravity, states that everything vibrates, and like vibrations attract like vibrations. So if your dominant vibration is one of lack, scarcity, worry, and financial limitation, which stems directly from your thinking and your deeply ingrained beliefs, your paradigm, what do you think you will attract? More lack, more scarcity, more worry, more financial limitation. It's not some mystical curse, it's a scientific principle of energy in motion. Bob would often say, with that knowing smile, that most people are trying to attract wealth while vibrating poverty. It simply cannot work. It's like trying to tune into a classical music station while your radio is set to heavy metal. The frequencies don't match. Your paradigm, this mental program etched into your subconscious mind from early childhood, is the master control system of your life, including your finances. It dictates your habits, your perception of opportunity, your willingness to take action, or your propensity for procrastination and fear, and ultimately, your results. If your paradigm is set to a certain level of income, a certain level of financial struggle, or a certain ceiling of comfort, you will subconsciously sabotage any effort that attempts to push you beyond those boundaries. This isn't because you're lazy or incapable. It's because your internal programming is designed to keep you in a state that feels familiar, even if that state is one of struggle. It's the internal thermostat keeping the temperature of your financial life right where it believes it belongs. Bob taught that awareness is the first crucial step. Recognizing that your current financial reality is a direct result of your thinking is uncomfortable, even painful for many. It means taking absolute responsibility. But it's also incredibly liberating because it puts the power back in your hands. If your thinking created your current reality, then changing your thinking can create a new one. This isn't about denying your current circumstances. It's about understanding their origin and focusing your mental energy on the future you intend to create. This brings us to the core concept: thinking like a rich person before you have the riches. What does that even mean? It doesn't mean living beyond your means or putting on airs. It means cultivating the internal state, the beliefs, the self-image, and the vibration of someone who already possesses wealth. It's an inside job, a process of internal transformation. A person with a wealthy mindset doesn't just see problems. They see opportunities disguised as problems. Where someone with a scarcity mindset sees risk and retreats, someone with an abundance mindset sees calculated risk as a necessary part of growth and potential reward. They understand leverage, not just financial leverage, but the leverage of their mind, their skills, and their relationships. They don't just consume, they create. They don't just spend, they invest, not just money, but time and energy into learning, into building value, into helping others. Think about it from a simple economic perspective. Value exchange is fundamental. Wealth flows to those who provide value. A wealthy mindset is constantly seeking ways to increase the value they provide, whether through their work, their business, their ideas, or their investments. A scarcity mindset is focused on getting a higher salary, getting a discount, getting something for nothing. The focus is on consumption, not creation or contribution. Bob always emphasized that true wealth comes from service, from giving. You earn income, he'd say, based on your ability to move an idea into reality, and your ability to serve. The wealthy mindset is oriented towards service and bringing valuable ideas to life. Furthermore, a wealthy mindset operates from a place of certainty, not hope or wishful thinking. This certainty comes from understanding the laws of the universe and trusting the process, even when the physical evidence isn't there yet. It's the absolute conviction that because you are focusing your energy, your thoughts, and your feelings on abundance, and taking inspired action, abundance must manifest. This isn't naive optimism. It's faith grounded in universal law. Bob talked about this unwavering faith, this absolute belief in the unseen. He'd often quote the Bible, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." He applied this spiritual principle to material creation, explaining that the feeling of having it now is the substance that draws it into your reality. Cultivating this feeling is paramount. It's not enough to intellectually understand these concepts. You must feel them. Spend time each day imagining yourself living from a place of financial freedom. What does that feel like? Feel the relief, the security, the joy, the ability to contribute more generously. Feel the feeling of signing checks easily, of looking at your bank balance with satisfaction, of having opportunities flow effortlessly to you. This isn't mere fantasy. It's impressing the blueprint onto your subconscious mind, which then goes to work to make that blueprint a reality in your outer world. It aligns your vibration with the vibration of wealth. One of the biggest internal blocks to achieving this is the self-image. If your self-image is that of someone who is not good with money, who is always struggling, who is not smart enough, or who doesn't deserve wealth, that self-image will fight tooth and nail to maintain consistency. Your results will always tend to conform to your self-image. Bob spent a lot of time on this, explaining that you have to consciously construct a new self-image, the image of the person who already has the wealth you desire. See yourself making wise financial decisions, attracting opportunities, managing large sums of money effectively, living abundantly. You become what you think about and what you believe about yourself. This is where the detailed work comes in. It's not a one-time fix. It requires daily, conscious effort to monitor your thoughts, challenge your limiting beliefs, and deliberately impress the new, desired reality onto your subconscious. Every time a thought of lack or doubt creeps in, and they will, the old paradigm doesn't give up easily. You must consciously replace it with the thought and feeling of abundance and certainty. This mental discipline is crucial. It's like exercising a muscle that has atrophied. Consider the difference in perspective regarding money itself. To a scarcity mindset, money is hard to come by. It's something to be hoarded out of fear or something that causes problems. To a wealthy mindset, money is a tool, a resource, energy that flows freely in exchange for value, a multiplier of good. It's not evil. It's simply a medium of exchange that allows for greater freedom, greater contribution, and greater experiences. The wealthy mindset respects money, understands its power, but doesn't worship it. They see it as a consequence of living in accordance with universal laws and providing value. Bob's teachings often circled back to the power of the subconscious mind. He explained that our conscious mind, the thinking mind, is like the gardener, planting seeds, thoughts. The subconscious mind is the fertile soil, which accepts whatever seeds are planted, without judgment, and grows them into reality results. If you are constantly planting seeds of doubt, fear, and lack, the subconscious will faithfully produce a harvest of limitation. To cultivate wealth, you must deliberately and persistently plant seeds of abundance, success, confidence, and certainty. This requires introspection. You have to identify the weeds in your mental garden, the limiting beliefs about money, about yourself, about what's possible for you. Where did they come from? Your family, your teachers, society? Most of our financial paradigms are inherited. Bob would say we are programmed for scarcity from a young age. We are taught to play it safe, to fear loss, to believe that wealth is for a select few. Unearthing these beliefs is uncomfortable, but necessary. Once you see them, you can begin to uproot them and replace them with empowering truths. The journey from a scarcity mindset to a wealthy mindset is perhaps the most important financial journey you will ever undertake. It's more critical than any investment strategy or budget plan because without the right internal foundation, even the best strategies will crumble under the weight of a limiting paradigm. It's about fundamentally changing who you believe yourself to be in relation to money and abundance. It's becoming the steward of wealth internally, allowing the external manifestation to catch up. It's living from the end result, feeling the prosperity, expressing gratitude for it now, and trusting that the universe is responding to your vibration. Sound of a wise, resonant voice. Bob Proctor. You must already be, in your mind, the person you want to be, doing the things you want to do, and having the things you want to have. This quote encapsulates the entire philosophy. It's not a trick. It's aligning yourself with the creative laws of the universe. When you embody the state of being wealthy, you begin to think thoughts that align with wealth. You feel emotions that align with wealth. You take actions that align with wealth, and you attract circumstances that align with wealth. It's a complete shift in your entire being. This path requires courage. It requires you to step outside of what feels familiar and comfortable, that old paradigm. It requires you to persist when the external world doesn't yet reflect your internal shift. This period, when you are holding the vision and feeling the feeling but the money hasn't arrived yet, is where most people give up. They look at their current bank balance and let the external reality dictate their internal state, rather than the other way around. But this is precisely the time to double down on the internal work. Trust the process. Trust the laws. Understanding this connection between your internal state and your external results. This dance between your mindset and your finances reveals the true leverage point for creating wealth. It's not found in market fluctuations or economic forecasts, though understanding those things is useful. The real leverage is found within your own mind. Mastering your mind is the prerequisite for mastering your financial world. And once this foundation is understood, once you begin to consciously cultivate this wealthy mindset, the next step is to explore the specific, practical techniques and daily habits that reinforce this internal shift and accelerate the manifestation of your desired financial reality. Okay, sitting here in the quiet contemplation of Cypher Creek, processing the sheer magnitude of this truth. If our external world is a reflection of our internal landscape, then the work isn't about chasing dollars. It's about cultivating the fertile ground within ourselves where those dollars can grow. The awareness we touched upon previously, that our current financial state is a result of our thinking and beliefs, is just the beginning. It's the moment you look at the reflection in the water, and realize you can change the image by changing what's standing in front of it, yourself. But how do you change that internal state? How do you genuinely shift your self-image from someone who struggles financially to someone who effortlessly attracts abundance? This isn't about putting on a facade. It's about deep internal rewiring. Bob Proctor would always bring it back to the mind, the subconscious mind specifically. He'd explained that the subconscious doesn't reason. It simply accepts and acts upon the programming it receives. It's the feeling mind, the power center that dictates your vibration and consequently your results. So, the task becomes deliberately programming the subconscious with the blueprint of wealth. And the most powerful tool for this? Your imagination. Most people use their imagination negatively, picturing debt, lack, bills they can't pay, things going wrong. This impresses images of scarcity onto the subconscious, which then works tirelessly to create that reality. To think like a rich person before you must learn to use your imagination constructively, to build the inner reality first. This involves conscious, directed visualization. Not just a vague daydream, but a focused, feeling-filled experience. Sit quietly and vividly imagine yourself living the life that financial freedom affords you. See the details: the comfortable home, the lack of worry when checking your bank balance, the ability to be generous, the freedom to pursue your passions without financial constraint. But the seeing isn't enough. You must feel it. What does that freedom feel like in your body? Feel the relief, the confidence, the joy, the peace of mind. Immerse yourself in those feelings as if they are happening right now. Sound of Bob Proctor's steady, knowing voice. Bob Proctor. See yourself where you want to be. See yourself doing what you want to do. And most importantly, feel. The feeling of having it now. That last part is critical. The feeling. The subconscious mind responds to feeling. When you generate the feeling of wealth, of abundance, of financial security in the present moment, even if the physical reality doesn't match it yet, you are aligning your vibration with that reality. You are sending a powerful signal to the universe, and more importantly, to your subconscious creative mechanism, that this is your desired state of being. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you consistently feel the feeling of having the wealth you desire, your subconscious accepts it as your current reality and begins to orchestrate circumstances, opportunities, and inspired actions to bring that inner reality into your outer world. This practice of feeling the feeling is like practicing the state of being. It's rehearsing prosperity. It's deliberately choosing your state of being rather than letting it be dictated by your current circumstances. It's an act of faith, of operating from the end result. Alongside visualization and feeling, there's the power of words, your inner dialogue and conscious affirmations. Your self-talk is constantly programming your subconscious. Are you telling yourself you're bad with money? That money is hard to earn? That you'll never get ahead? These statements, repeated internally, become deeply ingrained beliefs, solidifying that limiting financial paradigm. To think like a rich person, you must speak to yourself like one. This means crafting affirmations that resonate with your desired reality and repeating them with conviction and feeling. Not just mindless repetition, but engaging your emotions. I am a money magnet. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am constantly increasing my financial abundance. I am living a life of complete financial freedom. Choose statements that feel empowering and align with the person you are becoming. Bob always stressed that the words you use, especially when talking about yourself and money, are incredibly potent. They are literally shaping your reality. When you catch yourself saying or thinking something negative about money or your financial situation, you must consciously stop and replace it with an empowering truth. This requires vigilance and discipline. especially at first. The old programming is loud and persistent, but every time you choose the empowering thought, the empowering word, you are strengthening the new wealthy paradigm. Think about it. A person who expects abundance operates differently from someone who expects scarcity. Their internal narrative is different. The scarcity mindset says, "I can't afford that, money is tight, I'll never have enough." The wealthy mindset thinks, "How can I create the value to earn that? Where are the opportunities to expand my resources? I have more than enough, and am constantly attracting more." Shifting your language shifts your focus, and shifting your focus shifts your reality. But this isn't just about positive thinking. It's about aligning your thoughts and feelings with universal laws. The law of cause and effect is fundamental. Your thoughts are causes. Your results are effects. The law of attraction dictates that, like attracts like, when your dominant vibration, created by your thoughts and feelings, is one of abundance, you must attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that are also vibrating at that frequency. It's a scientific principle, not magic. Unearthing and challenging those deeply embedded limiting beliefs is crucial. These are the weeds in the mental garden we spoke of. They are often unconscious, driving your behavior and results without you even realizing it. Beliefs like, "Money is the root of all evil," "Rich people are greedy," "You have to work hard to make money," "There's not enough to go around," "I'm not smart enough to handle money." Where did these come from? Usually from authority figures in our childhood, parents, teachers, society. We absorbed them unquestioningly. They became part of our paradigm. To change them, you have to bring them to the surface. Journaling, meditation, or simply quiet reflection can help. When you identify a belief that doesn't serve you, question its validity. Is it universally true? Is it true for you? Just because someone else believed it or you heard it growing up, doesn't mean it's accurate or helpful now. Replace the limiting belief with an empowering one. For example, replace "You have to work hard for money" with "Money comes to me easily and abundantly through value creation and service." Replace "There's not enough to go around with" "There is infinite abundance available to everyone." This conscious replacement, coupled with the feeling of the new truth, is how you reprogram your subconscious. Sound of Bob Proctor's voice, firm but encouraging Bob Proctor. Most people are living by beliefs that aren't even theirs. They pick them up along the way. You have to decide what you choose to believe based on the results you want to create. The act of choosing your beliefs is incredibly empowering. It's taking back control of your internal world. A wealthy mindset is built on beliefs that support abundance, growth, and potential. It trusts in the flow of money as energy, a tool for good, earned through value and service. This internal transformation inevitably leads to inspired action. It's not passive. When you shift your self-image to that of someone who is financially abundant, you naturally start thinking, feeling, and acting in ways that align with that image. The actions don't feel forced or like a struggle. They feel aligned, intuitive, sometimes even effortless. Opportunities you wouldn't have seen before suddenly become apparent because your focus has shifted. You're vibrating at a frequency where those opportunities exist. Instead of taking action from a place of fear and desperation, the scarcity paradigm, you take action from a place of confidence and certainty, the abundance paradigm. This might mean taking a calculated risk that aligns with your vision, investing in yourself or your business, reaching out to people you previously felt intimidated by, or finding innovative ways to increase the value you provide. The action is a natural outgrowth of the internal state, not a desperate attempt to get something from a place of lack. Gratitude is another powerful component of cultivating a wealthy mindset. A scarcity mindset focuses on what's missing, on the bills, the debt, the lack. This reinforces the vibration of lack. A wealthy mindset focuses on gratitude for what is present now, no matter how small it seems. being genuinely grateful for the money you have, the roof over your head, the opportunities that are showing up, shifts your vibration instantly to one of appreciation and abundance. Furthermore, practice gratitude in advance for the wealth that is coming into your life. Feel thankful for the opportunities that are on their way, for the money that is flowing to you, for the freedom you are creating. This isn't denial, it's activating the law of attraction by feeling the gratitude for the desired outcome before it physically manifests. It reinforces the faith and certainty you are building. And let's not forget the principle of giving. Bob Proctor often spoke about giving as essential to receiving. A scarcity mindset hoards out of fear of not having enough. An abundance mindset understands that giving, whether it's time, money, or value, creates a vacuum that must be filled. It's part of the flow, the circulation of energy. Giving demonstrates faith in abundance. It says, I have enough to share, and I trust that more will come. Tithing or regular charitable giving, not from obligation but from a genuine desire to contribute, is a powerful practice that reinforces an abundance mindset. Your environment also plays a significant role. The people you spend time with and the information you consume impact your thinking and your vibration. If you are constantly surrounded by people who complain about money, who have scarcity mindsets, and who reinforce limiting beliefs, it's incredibly difficult to shift your own paradigm. Consciously seek out people who are positive, who think expansively, and who support your vision. This might mean finding mentors, joining groups, or simply limiting exposure to negativity. Similarly, be mindful of the information you consume. News focusing solely on economic downturns, negative social media feeds. Feed your mind with uplifting, educational, and empowering content. This entire process requires persistence. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when the external reality seems overwhelming, when you question if this internal work is actually doing anything. This is the crucial point where most people falter and revert back to the old, familiar scarcity paradigm. But it is precisely in these moments that you must hold firm to your vision, double down on your visualization, affirmations, and feeling the feeling. Remind yourself of the universal laws. Trust the unseen process. The manifestation takes time. The internal shift must solidify first. Mastering this internal game, transforming your self-image, directing your thoughts and feelings, identifying and replacing limiting beliefs, practicing gratitude and giving, is the most potent leverage point for creating financial wealth. It is the foundation upon which true, sustainable abundance is built. It's not about chasing the money. It's about becoming the person who effortlessly attracts it, because their internal state is in alignment with the frequency of wealth. Once this deep internal shift begins to take root, the natural next step is to understand how this altered state influences your external actions and interactions, leading you to implement strategies and make decisions that are aligned with attracting and managing significant financial resources. The scarcity mindset says, I can't afford that, money is tight, I'll never get ahead. All right, so picking up from that understanding of the internal world, creating the external, it's fascinating, isn't it? To think that our bank account isn't just numbers, but a lagging indicator, a mirror of something happening inside us. And the realization that we can change the reflection by changing ourselves, that's the true leverage point Bob Proctor always emphasized. It's the ultimate form of control, not over the market or the economy or other people, but over the one thing we do have absolute control over: our own thinking. We talked about imagination, feeling, affirmations, tackling limiting beliefs, gratitude, giving, environment, persistence. Those are powerful tools, absolutely. But let's go a layer deeper into the architecture of this internal landscape, using Proctor's model of the mind, often depicted as the stick person. Imagine that stick person, a circle representing the mind, divided into the conscious top half, and subconscious bottom half, sitting on top of a body. The conscious mind is where we think. It has the ability to accept or reject ideas. It's our intellectual mind. But below that, in the subconscious, that's where the real power lies. This is the feeling mind, the non-resistant mind. Whatever is impressed upon the subconscious, whether true or false, positive or negative, it accepts it as fact and expresses it through the body in action, and ultimately, in results. Our current financial situation, whatever it is a result, programmed into our subconscious mind. It's based on beliefs, ideas, and repetitive thoughts that have been accepted over time. This programming forms what Proctor called a paradigm. A paradigm is a multitude of habits, a mental program that has almost exclusive control over your habitual behavior, and almost all behavior is habitual. Our paradigms dictate our perception, our logic, our ability to earn, save, and grow money. Think about this for a moment. You might consciously want to be wealthy. You might consciously understand budgeting or investing principles. But if your underlying paradigm is rooted in scarcity, lack, or the belief that money is hard to get or keep, that subconscious program will consistently override your conscious intentions and actions. You'll find ways to sabotage your efforts, miss opportunities, or experience setbacks that keep you right where your paradigm is comfortable, even if that place is financially uncomfortable from a conscious perspective. Sound of Bob Proctor's voice, slow and deliberate. Bob Proctor. Your paradigm is controlling your life. It's controlling your perception. It's controlling how you use your mind. It's controlling your time. It's controlling your income. It's controlling everything. Breaking free from a scarcity paradigm isn't just about applying a few techniques. It's about replacing the fundamental program. It's a paradigm shift, and that requires understanding how the subconscious gets reprogrammed. It's not through intellectual understanding alone. You can read 1,000 books on wealth, attend countless seminars, and still stay stuck if the deep-seated programming remains unchanged. Reprogramming happens through the feeling mind. This is why visualization and feeling the feeling are so critical. When you vividly imagine your desired wealthy state and feel the emotions associated with it, the joy, the peace, the freedom, the confidence, you are bypassing the critical, reasoning conscious mind and impressing this new reality directly onto the subconscious. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences. It just responds to the vibration of the feeling. Consider the concept of vibration. Everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies. Thoughts are energy. Feelings are energy. Money is energy. A scarcity mindset vibrates at a low frequency, one of lack, fear, and restriction. An abundance mindset vibrates at a high frequency, one of possibility, gratitude, and expansion. The law of attraction, a fundamental universal law, states that you attract to you things, people, and circumstances that are in vibrational harmony with your dominant thoughts and feelings. If you are vibrating at the frequency of scarcity, you will attract more scarcity. You'll find reasons why you can't. You'll encounter obstacles. You'll see lack everywhere. But when you deliberately shift your vibration to that of abundance, through focused thought, imagination, and feeling, you begin to attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that resonate with that higher frequency. This isn't magic, it's physics. You change your energetic signature, and the universe responds in kind. Sound of Bob Proctor's voice, with emphasis. Bob Proctor. You are an amplitude and a frequency. Your dominant thoughts and feelings determine the frequency you're operating on. That's the signal you're sending out, and the universe is responding to that signal. This is where understanding economics can actually align beautifully with these principles, rather than being in conflict. Basic economics talks about supply and demand, value, creation, assets, liabilities. A scarcity mindset often focuses on the lack of supply or the fear of demand disappearing. It sees money as a finite resource that must be hoarded or struggled for. A wealthy mindset, however, understands that true wealth isn't just accumulated money. It's the ability to create value. It sees demand as an opportunity, supply as something that can be generated, and money as a tool, a representation of value, exchanged. When your internal paradigm shifts to one of abundance and value creation, you start thinking like an entrepreneur, regardless of your current job or circumstances. You look for needs you can meet, problems you can solve. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. This isn't forced. It's a natural outflow of your altered internal state. Your actions become aligned with creating value, and value creation is the engine of economic wealth. Think about your personal economy. Your income is largely determined by the value you provide to the marketplace. If your internal programming limits your belief in your own value, you will unconsciously limit your income potential. You won't ask for raises. You won't seek out higher-paying opportunities. You won't invest in developing skills that increase your market value. Your scarcity paradigm keeps your personal economy stagnant or struggling. But when you internalize the wealthy mindset, believing in your inherent worth and your capacity to create immense value, your actions change. You invest in yourself. You seek opportunities to provide more value. You negotiate with confidence. You attract clients or employers who recognize and reward that value. Your personal economy begins to expand because your mindset has expanded. Proctor often used the example of setting a goal. Most people set goals based on their current results, or what seems realistic based on their current paradigm. A person earning $50,000 might set a goal to earn $60,000, which is a logical step within their existing paradigm. But a worthy ideal, a goal that truly inspires and requires you to grow into the person who can achieve it, often seems unrealistic from the current perspective. Setting a goal to earn $500,000 when you're earning $50,000 isn't about the number. It's about the transformation required within you to become the person capable of earning that amount. Sound of Bob Proctor's voice, challenging Bob Proctor. Your goal isn't about getting something. It's about becoming someone. You set a goal, big enough that in the process of going for it, you become somebody entirely different. That transformation is the core of cultivating the wealthy mindset before the wealth appears. The goal acts as a focal point for your imagination and feeling. You don't just want the $500,000. You step into the shoes of the person who has it. You visualize that person, feel their confidence, their certainty, their perspective. This future self-image becomes the new blueprint you are impressing onto your subconscious mind. The gap between your current reality and that goal creates the necessary tension and inspiration for the internal shift to occur. Addressing the inner conflict is also paramount. We often have competing beliefs. Part of us wants wealth, but another part might unconsciously believe money is bad, or that being rich will make us unhappy, or that we don't deserve it. These conflicting ideas create friction in the subconscious mind, like trying to drive a car with one foot on the accelerator and one on the brake. Identifying these conflicts and consciously resolving them, aligning your conscious desires with your subconscious programming, is essential for effortless attraction and flow. One practical way to work on this internal alignment is through deliberate study and immersion. Bob Proctor didn't just tell people what to do, he explained why. He delved into the principles from books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which itself is fundamentally about applying mental principles to acquire wealth. Hill's concept of the mastermind group, for instance, aligns perfectly with the importance of environment and surrounding yourself with supportive, like-minded individuals who are also focused on growth and abundance. Another powerful technique is to study wealthy people, not just their external habits, but their thinking. Read biographies, listen to interviews, What are their core beliefs about money, value, contribution, failure, success? How do they handle challenges? You'll often find a consistent pattern of responsibility, a belief in their ability to overcome obstacles, a focus on creating value, and a deep-seated expectation of success, even in the face of temporary defeat. This isn't just imitation. It's understanding and adopting the mindset that produced their results. Let's consider the role of expectation. Your expectations are incredibly powerful. They are beliefs about what is likely to happen, and they function as self-fulfilling prophecies because they influence your vibration, your actions, and your perception of opportunities. If you expect scarcity, you will find evidence of it everywhere, and your actions will be tentative and fearful, leading to meager results. If you expect abundance, you will see opportunities where others see problems. Your actions will be confident and inspired, and you will naturally move towards prosperous outcomes. Cultivating a wealthy mindset involves consciously raising your expectations for yourself and your financial future. This isn't about blind optimism or ignoring reality. It's about understanding that your internal reality is the primary determinant of your external reality. When you expect abundance, you are not denying the current bills or challenges. You are simply asserting a higher truth about your potential and the nature of the universe. That abundance is the natural state, and scarcity is a result of limited thinking. The journey of cultivating a wealthy mindset is a continuous process, a practice. It requires discipline, not in the sense of rigid restriction, but in the sense of consistent application of these principles. It means consistently directing your thoughts, managing your feelings, reinforcing your positive self-image, and taking inspired action, even when the external results haven't fully caught up. It's about building mental and emotional resilience. And crucially, it's about redefining what wealth truly means. While financial freedom is a significant component, true wealth encompasses more: freedom of time, purpose, health, meaningful relationships, and the ability to contribute positively to the world. When your goal is framed in terms of this holistic wealth, the pursuit of financial abundance becomes more purposeful and aligned, amplifying your vibration and attraction power. Operating from Cipher Creek, reflecting on these principles, it becomes crystal clear. The creek flows effortlessly because it's aligned with the natural laws of gravity and water dynamics. Similarly, money flows effortlessly when we align ourselves with the universal laws of abundance, attraction, cause and effect, and vibration. The wealthy mindset is this state of internal alignment. It's the inner knowing, the deep-seated conviction, the felt reality of abundance now, which then manifests in the outer world. It's a profound shift from chasing money out of lack and fear to attracting it from a place of power and certainty, earned through internal transformation. It's becoming the person who is wealthy in mind and spirit first. And that, as Bob Proctor taught with such clarity and conviction, is the true secret to unlocking financial abundance in your life. It all starts and ends within. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to embark on this journey of cultivating your own wealthy mindset, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button. It helps share this vital information with others who are seeking a different path to financial freedom. Let's build this community focused on internal transformation and external abundance together.